Actually, I do this in my speeches, and it's about, because the answer to your question is curiosity, right?
So how do we do that as we're, when I think about relationships and how important relationships are, and being able to find things in common, do you do some kind of that same kind of exercise as part of the creativity of creating great relationships, is finding out what I do have in common? Because I think so many people spend so much time figuring out what we don't have in common than what we do, right?
Well, here's an interesting. I like to tell this story. Actually, I do this in my speeches, and it's about, because the answer to your question is curiosity, right? Okay. Curiosity is the skill of trying to find out something about anything. But if we're talking meeting someone, if you're curious about this person, you are going to find out interesting things about them, right? The word curious, the Latin word curious, comes from the Latin root cura, and that is the same root as the English word to care. So curious and care has the same parent. It means that which you are curious, that which you care about, you will be curious about. Or the other way around, that which you are curious about means that's something you care about. So I'll give you an example of relationship. I met my wife on a blind date. And I had arrived in Singapore as a 39-year-old man, and I was single, had no kids. And I said, I need to get serious about dating here. So I dated 100 women in a couple of months. But then suddenly my wife walks into this restaurant, and she's stunningly beautiful. She's funny. She's intelligent. She's interesting. And we start to talk. Now, suddenly this date means something to me. I've just met this woman, but now I care about her. What happens? I become curious. Suddenly I start asking questions. A lot of questions. Like, I don't know, what's your favorite color? Blah, blah, blah. But then you go like, how many children do you want? Could you see yourself living in Sweden? I'm checking, could this be the mother of my children? Our first date was 5 hours long. Cared about her. And that meant I got curious about her. I wanted to know more about her. So if you understand this, if you're having a conversation that means something to you, you will become curious and you will start asking questions.